right, back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. I want to thank Jake McKenna for being on the program. Sounds like Scooter, he's excited and ready to go, man.
Yeah, it's a shame for these young kids that are now getting drafted and turn around and you don't have anywhere to go, or you're doing stuff on videos and
it's not the same, man.
Yeah,
not the same.
I feel
All
bad
right,
for them.
Scooter, we got our Twitter poll question, the Housemaster Home Inspections Twitter poll question of the day. Does it bother you that the Sixers owner Joshua Harris is the owner of other rival sports teams? 47% say yes, 53% say no. Keep the votes coming in at Locker Room 973 is the Twitter poll handle. My address. Make sure you get your votes in. And Scooter, we do the Beach Patrol report, and then we cover all the races throughout the summer. Now we're going to go to the beach and talk to the owners of 4 consecutive South Jersey Lifeguard Championships. So let's go back to the Barb's Harley Davidson Sports Hotline and welcome into the chief of the Longport Beach Patrol, Matt Kelm. What's up, Matt?
Hey, Billy. How you doing today?
What's it like on the beach today? I'm getting ready to head down there after the show.
It's an absolutely gorgeous day today. Light onshore breezes. We got an ocean temperature of about 67. It's absolutely perfect.
Matt, I just alluded to the fact that your Beach Patrol is the winner of 4 South Jersey Lifeguard Championships in a row. Of course, we covered the races, on location last couple of years. We've had a lot of fun doing it. Mike McGrath, Sean Duffy, Joey Tepper, are all those guys back?
They're all back this year, yes. So it's fortunate that we have the caliber of athletes that we have, but more importantly, their level of character as well. As a matter of fact, Joey Tepper is up for Eagle Scout,
Wow.
So he's gunning for that. So high quality individuals.
That's an important part of the integrity of your organization. You're protecting. I mean, let's face it. Your first and most important job, Matt, is protecting the bathers, the swimmers at the beach.
Absolutely, that is the prime directive. That's the mission. That's what we're concerned with first. And fortunately, we've been lucky enough to have really top-notch athletes and people that work very, very hard to achieve that level, take our test and decide that they would like to work for us. So it has a lot to do with fortune and luck when you get that type of athlete.
Now, you just alluded to the test. You guys just had your test. How many new guards did you guys take on this year?
We have 10 right now that we've invited to our rookie school.
Okay.
And look, there's a lot of considerations. I'm sure there'll be questions coming up about COVID-19, but there's a lot of considerations with respect to that. You essentially have to plan for the worst and then hope for the best. And you have to take into consideration that you may be losing people over the course of the summer if anybody has to self-quarantine or anything like that. We're getting information that some colleges are going back a week to several weeks earlier, and then you'll be losing guards earlier than you ordinarily would. So it's important to have enough people to be able to replace them, bring them in, train them, and have them available to replace those guards you possibly could be losing at the end of the year. And that's not exclusive to us, obviously. That is something that's happening up and down the South Jersey coast.
Yeah, hey, Matt, it's Scott McKay, ex-lieutenant over there in Ocean City for 21 years. What do you think is going to be the top thing that you're going to have to deal with the COVID thing this year? I mean, what's going to be odd for all the guys that are working on the stands?
Well, the odd thing for the guys working on the stands is trying to maintain the new policies and procedures that we have to address COVID-19, and that is really stems from your interaction with the public, especially with respect to rescues and medicals. You know, there is an inherent risk in this job that does in fact exist, and even outside of COVID-19, you go out and pull somebody in that's in trouble. You don't know what it is that they have. You don't know what pre-existing conditions it is that they in fact have. And when you take a look at medicals as well, you don't know what pre-existing conditions those people have. So we're taking precautions in order to, mitigate the possible exposure to people that might be infected. That would be the worst case scenario, or may have been in contact with someone in recent history. And again, that's not exclusive to us. That's every South Jersey Beach Patrol is dealing with that. And basically, we would ask people to respect the social distancing protocols. Is try to stay 6 feet away from the lifeguard stand, 6 feet away from the lifeguards, even if you need to ask them a question or communicate with them. And that's a baseline effort that we can all make so we can get through this.
Yeah, I started back in '77. We didn't even have masks, back then, like that you would use to do CPR with. And I had 8 guys have heart attacks on the beach when I was working on the patrol, and we were doing mouth to mouth just straight on. I mean, it's kind of scary today, like how you handle stuff like that.
Yeah, it's it's a heck of a lot different. I mean, my uncle Joe Barrett was a captain on the Atlantic City Beach Patrol for many years, and I hear stories from back in the day from when CPR was performed. If you've ever seen it in the old movies from the 30s and 40s, tremendously different than it is performed today. But that's that comes with increasing your knowledge, and I think that's the most important thing with COVID-19 is respect the science. What does the science say? What are the scientists giving you with respect to information, so that you can take that in and you can make informed decisions for your personnel to keep them safe, and look, to keep the public safe as well. I think that's the most important thing for us to do. Don't make emotional decisions. Make decisions based upon what the science is telling us.
We're talking with Matt Kelm, the chief of the Longport Beach Patrol. And Matt, obviously I talked about the fact that you guys are 4-time champions. What do you know about the race schedule for this year amidst the COVID restrictions that were slowly starting to, the state's starting to get back, start to open up? What have you heard about the race schedule for this year on the beach?
Well, so far, we're trying to piggyback on the slow release of the regulations. Now, I've stated before that, we're in the business of keeping people safe. And so what's important to us is, will our lifeguard competition align with the state-designated protocols? And if it doesn't, then we're not going to conduct our race. I mean, I don't see how you can tell 500 people you're not permitted to gather together and then have a race where you could have 500 to 1,000 people attend the race in close proximity. So we're going based upon what the state protocols and the state regulations are initially in the beginning of the year. That's not to say that, towards the middle and tail end of the season, that the protocols and the regulations are going to be a little less strenuous with respect to public gatherings. So it's and no pun intended, but it's a very fluid environment. And you need to roll with that, because, like I said, and you said in the beginning of the interview, the primary mission is to keep people safe. So, having a competition where we still can't have 500 people together, that's not very safe. And
I know, Matt, usually, Longport, with the Longport Invitational that you usually have in the beginning of the year, you guys are one of the first races to go. Who knows? Maybe we just have the big three at the end. The
Yeah,
Dutch Hopkins, the Margates, and maybe the South Jersey Championships to condense it.
Yeah, that could be a possibility. That's that has been suggested, and people are making an effort. Just like the professional sports teams they're trying to make an effort. They're trying to come up with a plan. But as you can see right now, there are athletes that are trying to get prepared. Professional football players, professional baseball players, and they're testing positive.
Yeah.
So, so if we go, like I said, if we go back to the science, people have first of all, people have emotional responses about things like this, about pandemics. And they can say, well, we're outside, nothing's going to happen. And other people can be on the other end, the extreme end. And I always, go back to the science. And, the virus doesn't care. The virus doesn't care if you're a Republican, a Democrat, if you're a Dallas fan, if you're an Eagles fan. And no offense to any Eagles fans. At all, or a Seattle fan, whatever fan you are. I mean, the virus does not care. It's if the vector of transport is there, you get infected. So, like you guys said, there's a lot of things to consider. But if we reach a point where the number of people that can gather together is an acceptable number with respect to the ordinary audience that you have at those competitions, then hopefully we can come up with a plan
and listen, we've been covered. We were up on that big truck right on the beach last year, and I'm telling you, no matter what direction you looked, right, Scooter, it was a sea of people. It had to be over like 3,000-4,000 people on the beach, and we just hope that we can get back to that because those races are a lot of fun. You guys are on a roll. And, Matt, I want to thank you so much for taking time. I know you're working right now to call in and be a part of the show. Thank you so much, and hopefully we'll see you on the beach.
Hey, Bill, hopefully, and you got to have Chief Adams up there, too.
Of course.
It's not a broadcast without Chief Adams. And another thing, I'm happy you got my name right this year.
We had to go over it this morning again, Matt. He spelled it Kelm again, so.
He did it again. I'll tell you what. Like I said last year, that's why I fired my publicist.
Right.
All right, Matt. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the beach.
All right, see you guys down here. Give us a shout anytime. Thank you.
Sounds good.
There he is, Scooter, Matt Kelm, the chief of the Longport Beach Patrol. Excuse me. That's funny because it was funny when I first met Matt. I said his name wrong, and he said, "Geez." But I said, I don't feel bad because nobody ever gets my name right.
Yeah, that's for sure. Right.
All right. Whatever. Thanks to Matt for appearing on the Barb's Harley-Davidson Sports Hotline. I want to remind people the second hour locker was brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you're greeted by name. It's home of the 3-hour, 58-minute round. For more information, go to greatbay.com or call them at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Somers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. And, of course, say hello to Radio Ron Ralston. He runs the show down there. Tim Stover and our good buddy Kevin Kelly. Hey, the Jersey Man magazine in our area, everybody's heard about it, run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey to attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or call them at 856-912-4007 for more information. And, of course, Ken sits with me during the Eagles, our pregame show for the Eagles broadcast. Hopefully we'll be doing it again. House Master Home Inspection Twitter poll of the question and more when we continue here in the locker room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app.